Okay guys, I've been putting it off for way too long. In this video, we are going up against Clash Zoro. Definitely the hardest piece of content that this account is going to go against to this point. This one, we cannot freestyle it. We need to look at the gimmicks, make sure that our team is optimal for this. I did farm the Clash Assist Monet, which will be tailor-made for this Clash, so hopefully she will help. But yeah, I just did a multi. We have one more multi here on part 1, which will be the 50% red rate step. Of course, I just did this multi to use my Rainbow Tavern medals before they expire, and now we have an extra 15,000 rally points here. We did end up getting a War Curie, so that's quite a big pull. This is part 1. Every regular legend, every Super Sugu legend is on this banner, so quite lucky to get him. But hopefully the next step here, we get as many legends as possible to bolster my account. I also got quite lucky on the discount multis for the Kizuna and Treasure Map Sugafest. I got 2 copies of Guernica, which is the debut support character, and also 2 copies of Bonnie. So yeah, this hurts quite a bit because both of these characters I wanted extremely on my account, on my main account. We also got support Akainu, which is a 3.25x chain lock as a support character. One of the best as well. So getting these characters, it hurts because I have to sell them. I just wanted to sell it on camera for you guys. And of course, Lucci and Kaku there from the Treasure Map discount. Yeah, one of the best legends in the game, in my opinion. Like, this character is so versatile. I use them basically every month, whether that's from Treasure Map or PKA. I don't really use them in Kizuna, but in Treasure Map and PKA, this character is peak. So good for speed farming, so good for the captain effect and special. So once again, it hurts to sell that character. And then of course, all the new units. I also want to show you guys quickly what team I'm using for PKA this month. And then we can get into the main bread and the main meat and potatoes of the video, which is of course Clash Zoro. I've been putting off this one for way too long. It's time we get it done. So this is the team I'm running. I did end up getting Blue Doll and Vice Admiral Bluegrass up to level 150. Of course, all the other PKA units I bought from the shop, I cannot get them to level 150 because we don't even have tickets. At this point, the only thing we need is 1 copy. Most of the characters do not have level limit break, so dupes aren't that valuable. But for this team, we're running double Vegapunk. So on this PKA, level or stage 3 has defense up and paralysis. So we will use Vegapunk special to reduce that and also give us some damage. As for the paralysis, I mean the defense up, I think we can ignore that because it is very weak at level 80 plus. Only at level 100 does it become too much of a problem. And then on stage 4, Blue Ross and Doll handle essentially everything, the damage nullification and the despair. As for the chain debuffs, we are going to be using, what's his face? CP9, Lucci, Stussy, and Kaku. They will give us chain buffs. But we only use them on the final stage to also remove the special bind. Yeah, special bind, and also getting us a chain boundary effect, and also weakening the enemy's threshold because they do have the effect to reduce enemy's threshold potency by 50%, which is enough for us to kill the enemy. So this unit is probably the VIP or the most valuable player here, MVP, besides Bluegrass and Doll. And of course, everyone here is a PKA unit, so we do get buffs in terms of stats and also getting extra drops. So I'm at the point right now in PKA where I can actually safely, or not safely, but at least at a decent rate, farm up to 500 turtles. So that's quite exciting. We also get special rewind by 4 turns on the 4th stage, I think. So our captain, Vegapunk, he is only a 3.5x attack boost, but he will reduce special rewind by 2 turns. And since we're running double Vegapunk, we get around all the special rewind. So very valuable character here. Before I was going to use double Kid, but this team is mainly cerebral, so he doesn't really work in this context. But yeah, this character is great. But when it comes to Clash Zoro, I'm gonna have to use a mainly dex oriented team because the enemy is quick, of course. So I'm probably gonna use double Clash Mihawk. This character is still so valuable. Another thing I did off camera is I got this guy to level 150, Ivankov, for my Power Rumble team. This character has been great. They provide a lot of utility and also gives us damage to the enemy here. and also debuffs them with attack down of level 12 for 20 seconds. So very valuable character for 18 CT, very quick to activate, and he's great for strength X quick teams. So I think getting him to 150 was quite a smart move, or at least he's valuable. He's going to show some value no matter what on any strength X quick team. Now I've been thinking about it, and I was really made a mistake by not getting this guy super evolved, because he does get damage ignoring defense when you super evolve him. Currently he's definitely my best DPS unit. He's the best damage dealer I have, because I mean 2x damage and then another 3x to 4 emperors, which are quite common. All Luffy characters, well, all gear 5 Luffys will get afflicted with that 3 times damage extra, and he also buffs himself with attack up, but none of this attack is through defense. But if you do super evolve him, he does get that massive improvement in rumble abilities. So when it comes to PKA units, I think I really need to focus on getting them super evolved. Yes, the regular abilities don't change too much, but when it comes to their rumble stuff, PKA units are definitely my best bet. So getting them super evolved for Pyro Rumble is going to be crucial. Unfortunately, I didn't get Bluegrass and Dole maxed in the treasure map. I didn't get their super evolution, but I did promote, because last month or the first month when we did go up against treasure map, it was in the last like 20 minutes, so I was only able to do 1 run, I think. So I didn't promote to Grand Line, but this month I did, so at least that is progress. Since mini bosses were removed, even new accounts can move to Grand Line safely. New World, you still need to be a bit careful because the gimmicks are quite difficult, but I'm sure we will find a way. I'll still get it to New World next month. So we got top 50%, very, very nice. Not a lot of tickets though. We do have 600, we should be able to buy 1 character, maybe. And another thing, Kizuna Clash Pass as well. So yeah, I've not been recording this account. I haven't been doing a lot. I mean, for treasure map, I essentially just ran double Bluegrass and Dole and then just autoed it, because East Blue League is a joke. As I said, one motto I'm running for this account is that no matter what, if I can auto a stage, I'm not going to show you guys, because that's just not interesting, right? So I was just buying PK units that were boosted for the treasure map, ran them as subs under Bluegrass and Dole, and we had an easy time getting a decent amount of points, 430,000. So I definitely didn't slouch completely, but I did not get to 2 million. So can we buy a treasure map character? No, we need 1,000 tickets. So only next month can we focus on this, unfortunately. There are some Kizuna characters where we can buy with some insignia. Kizuna units are much cheaper when it comes to how much insignia they need. Unfortunately, some of the really good characters here require duplicates. They are really good with level limit break. So unfortunately, we won't be able to get those guys this month. But next month, I definitely want to focus on that. We only have 12 insignia, but we can get, I think, 6 characters with that. It's really cheap. And also did play OPTC Riding yesterday, and I got the top brackets, 20 tavern medals, which is why I have so many of them. I will finish PKA level 100, and then we can get another, I think, 30-ish Rainbow Tavern medals, and we can do that 50% red step. I'm not sure if you'll do that in this video, but maybe next one. We'll see how it goes. But I've definitely been focusing on the Pyro Rumble side, thinking of which characters are going to be best for my accounts. Another really good character for quick is going to be the PKA Akainu. He's another character that has defense ignoring damage. Those are the only 2 characters, free-to-play characters in the game, that have defense ignoring damage. The quick Akainu and this new kid. Unfortunately, I don't have the super evolution skulls for either of them, and it's going to be very expensive. So those 2 will definitely be my focus. But for now, I don't think super evolving them is really necessary. But I'm still quite excited to see if I use those guys and have some really good other units like buffers, debuffers, sub DPS, and also utility characters. If I can make a really solid team, if I get them all to level 150, we might be able to beat some decent Rumble teams with actual units that are pullable. So I'm very excited for Rumble. But that's going to be far in the future. It's going to take us ages to get those characters with all their duplicates, making sure we have the proper Rumble teams. But once I actually have teams planned out that we can focus on getting the units for, I will show you guys on camera. So don't worry about that. In due time, it will happen. But when it comes to the regular characters, also I did buy the one insignia potion. No, I didn't. I'll buy this one. This is the most valuable for me. Even though this insignia, I don't have much of it. Buying it for one insignia is a steal. Even the 5 insignia one I should buy. And I probably will. But can we buy... It's 3 insignia for, I think, the more rare or the more powerful Kizuna characters here. But I think for the older ones like Zoro Sanji, only 1 insignia. So that's incredible. We can actually max this character if you want. Marco Ace, this one's interesting. They work on the basis of getting around stun by reducing our crew HP. Although I rather not do that because we do have the Colosseum character. That quick guy with the slasher driven class. I forgot his name, Sage. We got him from beating Colosseum and he gets around stun already. So I'm not too worried about that character here. This Sabo is the one I want to focus on. So he has incredible captain ability. We can actually get him to his captain ability upgrade. We need, I think, 4 duplicates and then of course the base copy to get him to his captain ability upgrade. So I think this character might be worth focusing on. I don't want to stall too long on this because we need to get this clash done, but that's just food for thought. This guy becomes a 5x captain for Intense Cerebral and Fighter, I think. And he also has an incredible special. We won't be able to get the special upgrade because we need 10 copies for that. But it's still something to think about. I'm not going to worry about the limit break materials for now. We don't need it. The main thing is the captain ability upgrade. And you know what? You only live once. You know what? I should save this because I might need a Kizuna character right now from going up against Clash Zoro. So I'm going to take a look at Clash Zoro's gimmicks and then we can get a team ready. And then finally, we can see if we need a Kizuna character here. And if we do beat Clash Zoro, I will do the single pull of the week. I only want to do the single pull of the week, which is the one character we're allowed to keep if we've been active on that count. So only once we do the hard work can we get the reward. I haven't been doing the single pull of the week when I haven't been recording, just so you guys know. That seems like a bit of a cheat in my opinion. Now, I actually wonder, it's Wednesday now. And we just got the reset. So I think we actually we have Clash Zoro here perfectly. He literally just came out 2 minutes ago. That is the definition of perfection. That is a perfection. Okay, so let's look at the quest guide. This is one really good update that happened for new players. You can actually see the gimmicks here. So I don't have to go watch a Toadski video to see what gimmicks there are. So on stage 3. Oh, there's 2 mobs on stage 3. Okay, so that's what they mean. So there's going to be top row, change to, is it bomb or block? Recovery, unfavorable. Okay. So it's very weird orb manipulation. There's no block orb, so we should be able to kind of ignore that. And then we also get our HP cut by 50%, which is quite harsh. I might have to use the Flying Mary ship for 5k healing at the end of the turn, just in case we do need to stall and get past that 50% HP cut unscathed. Then on stage 4, we have to deal with random orb change once again. Unfavorable orbs likely, so we're essentially guaranteed to get a full board of unfavorable orbs. Simple orb change should help us there. 3-turn damage reduction of 80%. That's not a crazy damage reduction. If we can brute force that, we should be fine. But I'll rather just bring a damage reduction reducer. 5-turn despair down to 2 turns with sockets. I have all my sockets maxed, so no need to worry about that. Tap timing barrier. No, it's a 15-turn great barrier. Okay, 2 greats. That's pretty bad because our chain will be much weaker. And then also threshold. Okay, there's not a lot of gimmicks. We can't delay the enemy as well, so let's be careful about that. So damage reduction, threshold, despair, barriers, and a lot of bad orbs. So we need someone who's going to change orbs. Doesn't matter who it is. So what I do is I will use the Flying Merry-Go ship to give us 5k healing at the end of the turn. Good attack as well. Or maybe I should use the Bonnie ship. Does it make... Because it reduces despair by 1 turn, right? But we don't really need it. I'll just use the Merry-Go. I think it'll help us more. So we're definitely running a slasher team here. I'm putting my Monet on. So let's see what she does. Level 150, I kind of regret that. She's not going to be that great. She's a good character. She reduces despair threshold by 5 turns and then gives us matching orbs. She'll change the unfavorable orbs. That's the most important thing here. So she'll do that. She essentially handles the final stage by herself. We start to worry about the barrier, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll use... Do we have any barrier reducers? Kid will do that. We can actually rather use Whitebeard though, because he'll also give us a chain boundary effect. So he's going to be much more valuable. And Kid also doesn't have type advantage, right? So now let's just see here, who can we use for matching orbs? Lao G will give us G orbs at the start of the stage. I don't think the enemy changes G orbs, so maybe we can abuse that. On second thought, I think this quest will actually be quite easy. Like, I genuinely don't see this being too much of a problem. Okay, we have all of our 150 dex characters, so we don't need any more stats. 2 Monets, I mean, the 2 Mihawk captains and Monet should be enough. Luckily, Monet is a slasher, so she synergizes really well with the captain. We have a chain boundary already. We have an attack boost from Mihawk, so we need an orb booster. We'll also use this character. I mean, there's no really... He doesn't really do much. We actually don't want to use him because he delays the enemy, right? Well, he doesn't do the delay himself, but he gives a delay conditional. Remember, the enemy does counter the delay with an interrupt, so we don't want to use any characters that do that. Yeah, he's quite useless. He doesn't do anything. What we can do is we can run, I think this Law gives an orb boost. Or no, it's the Luffy that does it. But it's only 2 Sai and Int characters, so not too helpful. Yeah, he gives Sai Int characters a 2.5x orb boost, quite useless for us. There's not a lot of characters here. This guy is driven in powerhouse attack and orb booster, but our Mihawk is only a slasher. So this is really not good. But we should be fine if you just run Buggy because he generates a matching orb on himself every turn. I will still run Kid because he empties our orbs, our type orbs, so he'll get around stage 4 bad orbs and we should be fine. Hopefully this goes well. I think it should be alright. But either way, this Zoro will be such a valuable asset to my account once I actually max him out. Because remember, he is a threshold defense up remover of 5 turns, and then he will also not damage defense up, he gets around threshold and damage reduction, so even better. Because remember, my Mihawk already gets around defense up, so having damage reduction and threshold kind of completes it. We also have Kid to get around barriers, so very, very powerful team here in the making. He also gives us a color affinity, which none of our other units gives, so he is quite productive. He also has a decent captain ability, but I'm probably not going to use it. And he carries over his own matching orb. So let's see, what does Zoro have to offer? Will he be difficult? I think the main issue is going to be how much HP he has. And one thing I did forget is to bring a damage reduction reducer. So let me see for someone like that. So it seems like this Garp is my only unit in the entire box that reduces damage reduction. So I will have to use him. Unfortunately, he gives recovery orbs, but they aren't really counted as matching on this team, so not very helpful. I'll make sure Monet does not get those matching orbs. I mean, the recovery orbs is kind of bad for our damage. I will have to use him twice, so it's actually good that the enemy reduces our HP, because Garp can only activate twice if your HP is below 70%, so we need that. But on second thoughts, I think the enemy's damage reduction is only 3 turns, so either way it shouldn't be much of a problem. But that just goes to show we really do need a good damage reduction reducer, so this guy is going to be very, very nice for the account. So let's grab him up. Let's skip the PowerPoint presentation and get straight into this. So one good thing about Mihawk, well, one of many good things about him, is that he is going to give us so much cooldown, so we shouldn't have to stall too much. Still a bit on stage 1 and 2. Now, one thing about very old clashes is that usually these mobs actually do something. They might bind our characters, give us despair. So I'll rather stall on the turtle. He should be fine. He has combo hit barrier, so yeah, we can do a few turns here. And then we can get Monet and Mihawk ready, who have the highest cooldowns here. I don't know why Monet has such a high cooldown. I mean, I have him maxed. One thing I remember is that if you leave this fat guy in the front here, if you leave him alive, he will give us blindness, remove his effects, so we want to kill him. I think he only does it once we have our... Oh shit. I clicked the button on blue stacks and it came up. But we should be fine. Yeah, this guy is gonna bind one of our random characters. Okay, He just binded Monet again. So now we have to store 4 turns to get her free. She's only needed on the final stage though. I shouldn't really have to worry about stalling for her specifically. Her cooldown still gets charged even when she's binded, so we don't have to really worry. Let's kill this guy, and then we can stall on these mobs again. Actually, no, we have enough cooldown. We can move on. We should be fine. And we still have our... We don't have Buggy on the team anymore, but I had to replace him with the Garp. So we are going to have to deal with bad orbs here. But I should be able to just use... No, unfortunately, Kid is not AoE. I should have bought someone who does fixed damage, like, I don't know. I don't think I have any fixed damage dealers. But these guys have very low HP, but extremely high defense. If I leave them alive, they will bind my characters, so I really don't want to do that. What should I do here? I'll kill the sea turtles because they are the most harmful. I'll kill this quick guy because if I leave him alive, he'll bind my dex units. So we really don't want that to happen. If we kill the strength mob should be fine to leave alive. Man, I really don't know what to do here. Okay, they have very low HP defense as well. You kind of just break through. Slot bind. I didn't expect that one. Well, good thing that we killed the one in the front. Otherwise, our Mihawks would have been heavily debuffed. But for now, I think just Mihawk alone is enough to kill on both stage 4 and 5. So we should be fine to move on. I really didn't expect a stage like that. I thought it was going to be an actual like enemy. So now we should be going up against Monet and then Zoro on the final stage. Oh no, it's a Shiggy, okay. Int characters have type advantage. Okay, this is fine. We can use one of our Mihawks. It will also cut the enemy's HP. Very good. We can use Garp to remove the enemy's damage reduction and give us a chain lock. So we could use Garp again on the final stage to give us a chain lock. So we don't really need the chain boundary from Whitebeard, but we should be fine with it anyways. Now please, can this guy not have like 30 million HP? He's probably not that strong. This is still a very old Clash, mind you. I think he's from like 2018 or something. 2-turn Despair. Threshold. Okay. Now the barrier is 15 turns. I forgot about that, so we can't use Kid to get around that, right? I'll use this. That'll give us chain boundary, an attack boost. Unfortunately, the the HP cut doesn't work through barrier. I mean, I think, yeah, I'm not gonna use Kid because it'll empty our orbs, meaning we'll lose the matching orb on Mihawk. And Kid doesn't really give us any damage buffs anyways. He gives us a crit buff, but that's not really gonna do much. So let's just hit the grates. And hopefully we can kill with our Mihawks. Okay, yeah, we should be fine. Good thing we saved that matching orb. Monet gave us the matching orb, so she's definitely the VIP of the final stage right there. Okay, so we beat it. It was a bit scuffed. I'm gonna rather bring someone who does fixed damage for stage 3, just to make it a bit faster. But besides that, Monet will give us the matching orb guaranteed, so we should be able to be fine to farm it. We won't have any RNG involved. And there we go, the man of the hour, Zoro. Finally got him. I've been dawdling on this one for too long. He's actually not that hard. I expected the Clash to be much more difficult. But I mean, I'll take it. It's a free win. I don't think we could have beaten it with auto, that's for sure. Zoro would have mauled us on the final stage. But I'll take it. Pretty comfortable win. So we'll end off the video by doing the single pull of the week. Hopefully we get a decent character. I think the Kizuna banners are still up, maybe. Or we can just do a single on the regular banner. Should I do a Rumble? I think Rumble is definitely the most valuable here. Because if we can get a Rumble character, the value will be insane. Yeah, I'll do one on the Rumble ban. I think if I can get a Rumble character, bro, it's just going to be so perfect. It'll be a perfection. Seeing the tavern at daytime is so weird. Can we get someone? Treble, bruh. Are you mad, bruh? The strength treble was the goat back in the day. The thing is, I could actually probably hybrid him up well with the Pico we got from last week. Yeah, we could actually do that. Also, I need to update the graphic, as you see there in the bottom right. Last week's single I have as Gop, but the last one we actually got after Gop was Pika, who came out in the exact same batch as Treble. So, like, what are the chances of that? We got Pika and Treble. I mean, at least they're not giving me OP units, so I feel like we should only be getting OP units much later on. For now, Treble and Pika are going to work well on a driven team. So if I can get a mono driven team going, this could be quite interesting. So Treble, he is also another enemy defense up and damage reduction reducer, and also threshold. So yeah, he's quite interesting. He also reduces top row cooldown and gives us a 2x attack boost for driven characters. Interesting unit. And he also has a really good support effect. You have to be very careful about characters and having their supports. You can easily miss it, but all sugar characters will get an extra 2 turns of damage reduction and threshold reduction. So this character is great. I don't really have any sugar characters, so not really useful at the moment, but later on that'll give me immense value. Does the Pika have a support effect? Maybe. Surely he has a support effect. Yeah, it's just HP though. But thank you guys for watching. I'm quite interested about that. We can really make a good driven team with Pika and Treble. But we got Clash Zoro down. I talked a bit about the Rumble team side of things and the units we need for Insignia. I can actually probably end off by getting that Sabo that I was talking about at the start, since we didn't need any characters for Clash Zoro. But this guy is going to be a major asset to the account. So we'll pick up those 5 copies. Thank you very much. 10 Insignia. I only did like a few rounds on Kizuna on the middle difficulty. Once again, it was quite easy. It was essentially the same team that I ran last month that I showed you guys. Just very small tweaks, because I mean the middle difficulty, it is quite hard, but the team we had was really good. It get around essentially everything that is most commonly on the Kizuna middle difficulty. But let me evolve this guy and show you what he can do. And since there's no Sabos that I can farm from the character recruitment quest, I will just be using my tomes. That is my rule. If a character can be farmed from the character recruitment quest, then I will not give soccer tomes. These are valuable resources early game, and I think from using that strategy, I've saved so many. Almost all of my good characters have full sockets, and I still have over 1,000 tomes left. So this strategy is definitely working. Let me give him some of these rare int manuals. I have been farming the manual quest almost every day, so that's definitely what you should prioritize as a new player. Farm those quests up. It's going to be helpful. Okay, I'll just max out this ability here, and then we can evolve him. He only gets his level limit break upgrades, which is the upgrades he gets to his captain ability and special when you give him duplicates when you evolve him. But of course, it's not nearly as difficult as back in the day to evolve characters. No matter how early you started, you should have enough materials to evolve. I actually did have to farm some of the, I think, Rainbow Dragons just to complete the Chopperman missions, because I did complete most of the Master Chopperman missions off camera. Those are essentially grunt work. You guys don't really need to see that. But here we go, Sabo. Probably one of the best free-to-play characters in the game right now, especially for me as a new player. So if you take a look at his captain ability, incredible. The Grim Reaper's Mark of Halloween. Bit of a cringe title, but you know what it is, what it is. Reduces crew special charge time by a turn. Gives strength to the strider, fighter, and shooter characters 5x attack, 1.3x HP, and int and tandem orbs counted as matching, and then allows you to get around a turn of special rewind. So kind of similar to how Vegapunk works, but he's much better. Vegapunk is a 3.5x attack boost to strength, fight, and cerebral. This guy, I know he's also universal. Vegapunk is a universal captain, but he's very weak. This guy boosts most characters. Most characters are either striker, fighter, or shooter. No slashers, interestingly enough, but it's fine. We have a good slasher team already. This kind of completes the puzzle. We have all the primary classes. We have a very solid captain. For slasher, we have Mihawk, and then for the other striker, fighter, and shooter, we have this guy. Good HP, matching orbs, utility, boosts many characters, gives cooldown. This is just an all-round amazing captain ability. When I get his special upgrade, he will reduce paralysis by 6 turns, so he's kind of very similar to Vegapunk. He locks crew slots for a turn, and then also gives you a full board of tandem orbs through block, and also a 3-turn orb boost. Yeah, this guy is exceptional. I don't know if he has any good solo abilities, but it really doesn't matter at this point. He also has a support effect, so getting more of those is nice. But yeah, very happy with this episode. Made a lot of progress. Hopefully tomorrow I make another episode. We'll see how it goes. I need to up the consistency with this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace, and I'm out.